Hello students, today we are going to create this object here that you see. Here is our multi-view with all of our dimensions. Alright, so let's get started. So we know we go to File, New. We are actually working in ENUS, so we are going to work in inches. Standard.ipt, and then create. All right, so we are going to begin with a 2D sketch. And we are going to work on the YZ plane for this assignment. So this is going to actually be the right side view that we're going to start on. So let's take a look at our dimensions. So we see that our length across is 8. And then coming up here, it shows 5, but it's not 5 because we have this little piece over here that we have to subtract off. So this is going to actually be 4.25. We will come over 1, and then we will come down 3.50, and the way we get that number is we are taking the 5 minus 1.50, which gives us 3.50. We're going to come over and we're just going to finish it off, and that's 7, and then we will just close it off. All right, so let's get back to our part and let's begin sketching, which we already have our 2D sketch. And we are working on the YZ plane. So we will come over 8, hit enter. You can use your wheel or the hand to recenter. We will come up. Remember we said it's 4.25. Enter. We're going to go to the left 1. Enter. We will come down 3.50. Enter. And then we will finish it off. So we're going to finish it off with 7. And then close this off at 0.75. All right, so once you have that, we are going to extrude. So we can put that in isometric view, 3D model. Let's go back over. Let's see what we will extrude to. So we're actually going to look at our front view here. So we see that from this point to here is 3, but if we go all the way across, it is actually 6 inches. So all the way across, so we need to extrude 6. Click on extrude, type in the number 6, and then hit enter. So your object should look like this. Okay, so we are now going to work on the arc. So this lesson is all about arcs. So we're going to put in this arc here. So let's take a look at our front view here so that we can see what we need to make our arc. So our radius for our arc is 2. So let's go back over. We are going to work on the back view. All right, so we begin with our 2D sketch. We're going to choose arc, and when we choose arc, we want center point. After we choose center point, we want to right click, and then we're going to have a whole new set of commands that pop up. So we want to go down to point snaps, and we want to point snap that midpoint. So we're just going to come across. We see that our midpoint comes up. It is green. We will click on that. We're going to come out, and we know that the radius is 2, so we're going to type in 2, hit enter. Now watch. We are going to scoop down and around because it is an arc, and an arc is half of a circle. So once you come around and you have the 180 degrees, click on that line, you may hit escape, and now we will go back and we will extrude. So 3D model, extrude, and we only need to extrude one. So we're going to flip it around, put in one, and then OK. And that is how we use the arc tool. Okay, so now we need to put in these holes here. So we are going to put in a center line, and when we put in that center line, we are going to offset the center line to the left, and we see here that is 1.50, and to the right 1.50. We are also going to come up 2 inches so that we know where to begin our lower arcs, and then we see that our lines on each side are 2 inches, and then we will finish off our arc at the top. So we see here that our arc is 0.35, so we have all of our information. Put in a center line, which we will use the construction tool. We will then offset to the left 1.50, offset to the right 1.50. Put in our arcs at 0.35, put in our lines of 2 inches, and then finish it off with our 0.35 arcs at the top. All right, so let's do this. So we're going to work on the top. We want Start 2D Sketch. Turn on your construction tool and your line tool. So we know that our entire length of this is 8. So we are going to find that middle point, which will turn green. Just bring your line up a little ways, type in the number 8, hit escape, and you will have your dotted construction line. So now let's offset. So we're going to click up here under the modify tile. We're going to click offset. When you hover over your construction line, it will turn green. So you're going to offset to the right, 1.50, hit enter. You're going to click on that center line again, 1.50 to the left, hit enter. And now we are going to come up 2 inches on each side. So let's go over to our line tool. Make sure the offset tool has turned off. We'll come down here at the bottom and we're going to come up 2, hit enter, and then escape, and then choose your line tool again. Make sure that it turns green so that you're in the center there. Type in 2, enter, and escape. So we have everything set so that we can now put in our holes, which are these 2 bottom arcs, our lines, and then the 2 top arcs. Okay, so again, make sure that your construction tool is turned off now. So your construction tool should have been on for all of these dotted lines. So let's now go and put in our arcs. So we're going to click on arc, center point, and we're going to click right there where that 2 is, that top part of that line. We're going to type in 0.35, hit enter, and you want to swoop to the bottom 180 degrees, and you should have something that looks like this. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. 0.35, hit enter, and then you can swoop this around. We can actually go ahead and put in our arcs up here as well, because this is already 2 inches. So we could type in 0.35, hit enter, but we're going to swoop the opposite direction, 180 degrees. And then we're going to do it again, 0.35, hit enter, and then we're going to swoop it around from top to bottom, 180 degrees. Once you have that in, you can hit escape, and you should have something that looks like the image on your screen. All right, so now we're going to close this off so that we can put in our lines. We see that it is already 2. and then you can just continue on. Click your line tool for the second one, and then you should be able to just go ahead and put that second line in without having to escape. Now escape when you have something that looks like this. Okay, when you're done, please click Finished. And now we are going to move on, and we're going to put in that tiny little piece down here at the bottom. So let's go back to our multi-view. We see that our little piece down here will extend down 0.75 because it's going to come down off of the base that we already have, which is already 0.75. And it will go the entire length, which is 8. So let's go ahead and go and do that now. Okay, we will work on the left side. We will go up and start 2D sketch. Choose our left side. And then we are going to use the rectangle tool because that's the easiest. Make sure that your dot turns green and it's lined up properly. We will come over 8 and then hit tab, and then we will put in 0.75. Hit enter. Then we can put it in isometric view. Let's go back to 3D model. We're now going to extrude, and we want to extrude this piece here. Make sure that it turns that sage green, and we know that we want to come in 3. Click OK, and now you have almost a completed object. All right, so let's go ahead and cut out our holes. So we are going to click on Extrude. Make sure that you select what you are extruding. We want to flip those back, and when we flip them back, we want them to go all the way through to 3 inches. Even though this one is not a full 3 inches, but we're going to go all the way through because this left side is. So we're going to click OK. And if you turn your cube, you will see that our holes go all the way through. Then go ahead and put your object in isometric view. Go over to Tools, Appearance, and then you can pick your color. I have decided to paint mine Cadet Blue. So double click on that. And I am going to make it glossy, and I'm going to spray paint it. Click OK, and then highlight my entire object. Double click Cadet Blue, hit X, and now my object is colored. All right, go ahead and complete your multi-view. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out.